One Championship Battleground full card prediction, the co-main event, Aung La Song and Leandro Tides in a light heavyweight fight. That fight is definitely going to be either a knockout or a TKO. Leandro Tides and Aung La Song are going to go out there and they're going to try to finish each other in the first or second round. That is definitely going to be an absolute banger. Someone is definitely getting knocked out in that co-main event right there. We got Ritu Foga and Haequin Lin, a wrestler, sort of grappler in Ritu Foga, fighting Haequin Lin, who is a long, lengthy kickboxing type of fighter. That fight should be a really, really technical type of fight right there. Ryu Chain and Jeremy Paketui, definitely not going to be a technical fight. Both guys have a very, very good power in their hands, and they like to bang. I encourage you, all of you watching this video, watch the last fight with Jeremy Paketui fighting Felipe Efrain inside of Brave CF. It's a free fight to go watch. I encourage you, go watch that fight. They were going like that, rock'em sock'em robots, trying to knock each other out. That was an absolute war. And when he's fighting a guy like Ryu Chain, who also kind of does the same thing and just starts moving forward and throwing, absolutely going out there and trying to knock out his opponent, this featherweight fight is going to be an absolute banger. Both guys have very, very good power in their hands, and both guys love to go out there and try to get that knockout. So this one is going to be an absolute war. Someone is getting knocked out for sure. And then we got Victoria Lee and Lu Ping Wang in the women's strawweight division. Victoria Lee, as you guys know, is Christian Lee's sister, only 16 or 17 years old. But she's very, very young in the women's strawweight division right there. But today, we're doing a full card prediction for Aung La Song, Leandro Tides, and then these three fights right there. So yeah, 4 fights on the entire fight card, but we'll look at the first fight on the fight card right here. This fight is in the strawweight division. Victoria Lee and Lu Ping Wang in the women's strawweight division. All I really had to say, Victoria Lee, really, really good grappling and very, very good wrestling. We have no idea what her reach is. There's no reach here. There's no height there. There's no size there as well. So we're going to really have to go off her last fight inside of one championship against Sunisa Serrano right there. She did win the fight by rear naked choke submission, but she is an amazing, amazing wrestler. Absolutely amazing grappler as well. We already know exactly what she's going to try to do. Close that distance on Lu Ping Wang. Get the double leg takedown. Get the fight down. Side control. Get full mount. Ground and pound, ground and pound, ground and pound. And then get that rear naked choke submission or an arm triangle or just any submission for that matter. She just wants the fight to hit the mat and look for the submission in the first or second round. That is exactly what Victoria Lee is going to look to do in this fight right here. Lu Ping Wang, there's not really a part of Lu Ping Wang where I'd say, yeah, she's gonna have the advantage right there, or she's really, really good at striking, really, really good at wrestling. There's not really anywhere she's really, really good at. She's just an average fighter at pretty much every part of the game. 3 wins and 2 losses, armbar submission win, then 2 decision wins right there. Doesn't really have the best striking. I mean, she could have the advantage on the feet. We haven't really gotten to see much of the grappling of much of the striking of Victoria Lee just yet. But I still think she's going to need a knockout on Victoria Lee, because eventually Victoria Lee will get that double leg takedown, get on top of Lu Ping Wang, start ground and pounding, and get that submission. I think that's exactly what's going to happen. Pretty much everyone looking at this fight thinks that's what's going to happen, because Lu Ping Wang is kind of, I believe One Championship knows exactly what they're doing. They're going to put some of the fighters outside of One Championship and kind of feed those fighters to Victoria Lee and build the name of Victoria Lee as the sister of Christian Lee, a One Championship champion right now. So this is kind of a stepping stone in Victoria Lee's career right here. I think Victoria Lee will get the fight down, use her grappling and use her wrestling, and either get a ground and pound TKO in the first or second round, or get a submission, whether it's by arm triangle, whether it's by rear naked, or whether it's by armbar. Just whatever submissions she's gonna go out there and try to do, I think she'll definitely get it. So my prediction is either a first or second round, a ground and pound TKO, or submission right there. Should be a really, really good fight in the women's strawweight division right there. Ryu Chain and Jeremy Paketui in the featherweight division. Rock'em sock'em robots is all I really have to say. After watching the last fight with Jeremy Paketui inside of Brave CF right there, he won the fight by knockout, But that fight was an absolute banger. I mean, both of them, they had no regard for their own safety. They went forward and just started throwing. Left hook, right hook, left hook, right hook. And the first one that landed on the chin of their opponent would win the fight by knockout. They just went all out for the knockout right there against Felipe Efrain inside of Brave CF. And after watching that one, I don't know if he's going to do the same thing against Ryu Chain, because Ryu Chain has a lot of power in his hands with 9 wins and 2 losses, coming off a first round knockout win on Ali Mohamed, second round knockout win, third round knockout win, and then a ground pound knockout win right there. So he has a lot of power as well. I don't know if he's going to play the same strategy and just go rock him, sock him, robot, but either way, both these guys have a lot of power in their hands. Jeremy Pakatui likes to fight on the back foot, move backwards, and like to counter you with big right and left hooks and get the knockout. Ryu Chain likes to be on the front foot, pressure you to the back of the cage, and then start landing his combinations and knock you out. So either way, this one is going to be an absolute banger. Fight of the night for sure. And one of these two guys in the featherweight division is going to go to sleep. I mean, it's pretty much that simple. One of these two guys eventually is going to land a left hook or a right hook and knock the other fighter out. And tabloid predictions have it 79% to 21%. Personally, I think it's a 50-50. When you have two guys going out there trying to land just one shot and knock the other guy out, not really with regard for their own safety and protecting their own chin, just going forward and trying to get that knockout, you get a really good fight for the fans, but it makes it a lot harder for me to predict the fight because you don't know what's going to happen. It's going to take one punch for one of them to land for the fight to be absolutely over. So it's going to be an absolute banger. Fight of the night for sure. I'm leaning Ryu Chain because I believe he's going to have a slight height and reach advantage, and I believe he's a little bit more powerful and a little bit more technical. Jeremy Pakatui, I believe, is going to try to do exactly what he did last time, move forward, rock him, sock him, robot style, and Ryu Chain is going to counter him with a straight right or a right hook and get that knockout win in the first or second round right there. It's going to be an absolute banger. I would not, it's a very hard fight to predict when you have two guys just with no regard for their safety. But I'm going to go Ryu Chain. He's taller, he's lengthier, he's a little bit more powerful, and I think he's going to counter Jeremy Pakatui with a big right hand and get that knockout win in the first or second round right there. My prediction, Ryu Chain by knockout in the first or second round right there. Ritu Foga and Hakeem Lin in the women's strawweight division. Hakeem Lin knows exactly what she needs to do. 14 wins, 2 losses, and 1 draw. A lot of power in her hands and in her feet. Let's see, we're here. 7 knockout wins, 1 submission win, and 6 decision wins. Kick to the body knockout right there, and 4 first round knockout wins right there. And then coming off a triangle choke submission win right there. It's very obvious exactly what Hakeem Lin needs it to do. She is going to have a 5-inch height advantage over Ritu Foga. Of course, keep the fight on the feet at range. Use your body kicks, use the leg kicks, use the head kicks as well. Get the jab at range. Pretty much everything in the striking game, Hakeem Lin will have the advantage because she has really good power and she has really good height and reach advantage as well. So in the striking, Hakeem Lin will have the advantage. Ritu Foga is more known for her wrestling and grappling. First round ground pound knockout win, second round a ground pound knockout win, and then a first round elbows from crucifix ground pound knockout win. So we know exactly what Ritu Foga is gonna try to do in this fight right here. But Hakeem Lin has very good takedown defense, really good submission skills from the bottom, getting a triangle choke submission win in her last fight right there. So it's gonna be an interesting fight. There is like either way, if Hakeem Lin is gonna win the fight, I think it's gonna be a dominant decision or maybe a knockout win. If Ritu Foga is gonna win the fight, it's going to be a dominant decision or a ground pound knockout win. Either way, whoever wins the fight, it's going to be a very dominant win because Ritu Foga, if she can get the takedowns, she's going to dominate the fight. And if Hakeem Lin can defend the takedowns, it's going to be a very dominant fight. It's a very close fight in the women's strawweight division right there. But I'm slightly, very slightly leaning towards Hakeem Lin. She is a lot taller, a lot lengthier, has a lot of experience as well. And I think she could keep range on Ritu Foga. Jab, leg kick, body kick, head kick, everything like that. Maybe get the knockout. I have a feeling the fight is going to go all the way. So my prediction is going to be Hakeem Lin winning the fight in the striking game and overall winning the fight by a 30-27, 30-27, and 30-27 unanimous decision right there. Hakeem Lin by a unanimous decision should be a really good fight in the women's strawweight division right there. Ong Lang Song and Leandro Ataides in the co-main event of one championship battleground in the light heavyweight division. Ong Lang Song and Leandro Ataides, KO, TKO, or submission. All you really have to say for this one is one of these two guys is going to go to sleep, whether they get choked out or whether they get knocked out. One of these two guys is going to go to sleep 100%. 36 years old and 35 years old right there. Ang Sung and Leandro Ataides definitely have a lot of power in their hands. I mean, right here, 12 knockouts, 12 submissions, and only 2 fights going all the way. That is absolutely insane. Leandro Ataides with 11 wins and 4 losses, has 6 knockout wins, 2 submission wins, and 3 decision wins right there. So in the striking game, it's going to be very, very interesting because only one punch needs to land for either Ang Sung or Leandro Ataides to get that knockout win in the first or second round. Also, in the grappling and wrestling, Ang Sung will definitely have the advantage in my opinion. Has better wrestling, has better grappling as well. So in the fight, I'm not too sure if Ang Sung is going to use his grappling or wrestling advantage, but in the striking game, I think it's very, very even. I'll still give a slight edge to Ang Sung on the feet as well. I think if the fight does go all the way, Ang Sung will win the fight by a 30-27 decision. But what does worry me is Leandro Ataides' power. It is the one punch definitely changes everything in this light heavyweight division. So, it's a closer fight than a lot of people do think. I am gonna go Ang Sung because I do think he is the better striker. He's a little bit taller, a little bit lengthier, hits a little bit harder, and he hits a little bit faster as well. Has a really good body kicks, a really good leg kicks as well. His kickboxing is better, his boxing is better, his grappling is better, his wrestling is better. Every part of the game with Leandro Ataides right here, I do think that Ang Sung will have the advantage. So, but again, the one advantage that he does not have is that unpredictability of Leandro Ataides. Out of nowhere, he could just be like this, and out of nowhere, he'll come in and throw a big overhand and possibly knock you out with that. So there is the chance that Leandro Ataides goes out there and gets a knockout or TKO win. It is definitely a possibility, but Ang Sung, in my opinion, is just the better fighter all around. Every facet of the game that I look at, Ang Sung is the better fighter. And I was thinking at the beginning when I was researching this fight that Ang Sung would win the fight by knockout in the second or third round. I still kind of think that because I think eventually Leandro Ataides is going to try to close that distance and get his own knockout, and Ang Sung is going to counter him with a right hook or a left body kick or something like that. He's going to try to get some head kick knockout win, some big right hand or something like that when Leandro Ataides is closing that distance. So I think we're either going to see a second round knockout win due to a counter shot from Ang Sung, or we're going to see a dominant 30-27 decision win right there for Ang Sung. Should be a really, really good fight. I got Ang Sung definitely winning that fight right there. But yeah, guys, that is my one championship Battleground of full card prediction of 4 fights on the entire fight card. I got Ang Sung winning his fight by either second round knockout or in a dominant decision. I got Hakeem Lin winning her fight in a dominant decision. I got Ryu Chain winning his fight by knockout in the first or second round. And then I have Victoria Lee winning her fight by either submission or ground pound TKO in the first or second round right there. Should be a really, really good fight card for one championship Battleground right there. If you guys like the video, if you guys like the video, make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and everything like that. If you guys want to know all the bets that I'm going to be making for one championship, for Bellator, for UFC, everything like that, all of my personal bets that I use every single week for all of these fight cards, you can become a member of the channel today. It is only $2.99. If you go onto my channel right here, you can become a member. It's really, really easy. You just press the join button or go onto this membership page right here and become a member today for only $2.99. If you become a member, I will give you every single one of my personal MMA bets. So yeah, become a member today. Thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, everything like that, and we'll see you in the next video. Let's go.